Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Indy's Trusted Servant Show on InspireSmall.biz. What's Indy's Trusted Servant? Well, before I tell you, I want to thank Ryan Henry of InspireSmall.biz for making this YouTube series available to all of my friends and new acquaintances. What is Indy's Trusted Servant? That's me, Danny O'Malia. I do customer service training and keynote speaking about customer service and organizational culture. I learned all of that at the hand of the master, my late father, Joe O'Malia, back in the O'Malia food market days, and really even well before that, from the age of 9 years old, he had me working in grocery stores and learning about customer service and watching him build a culture at O'Malia's. What is Indy's Trusted Servant? If you're interested in learning about my customer service programs, give me a call at 317-413-9062. What's the Indy's Trusted Servant Show on InspireSmall.biz? I like to describe it as lively local community and small biz talk where you can feel the pulse of Indy. And today's guest is not the longest time friend I've got, but a pretty long time friend, is Jim Liston. He is the founder of the Catholic Business Exchange, of which I am a proud member. He's also an investment guy and an insurance guy, and I'm going to let you tell a little bit about yourself, Jim, before we talk about the Catholic Business Exchange. Okay. Give us a little Jim Liston history.
All right. Well, thanks, Danny, for having me on the show. I'm a native of Northern Illinois.
A Northern Illinois Husky.
I'm a Northern Illinois University Husky, right? But I've been in Indianapolis now since 1987, so almost 35 years. And it's my home. I'm going to stay here as my home. But as you mentioned before, I've been professionally involved with investments and insurance for about 30 years. But almost 18 years ago, I started a group called the Catholic Business Exchange. And our mantra is faith, friendship, and business in that order. We want people to share their faith. We want them to obtain new friends, but we also want them to be successful in their business lives by finding people that have resources and products that they can use, and vice versa. If there's a service that they provide, we want to connect those dots.
Before we go any farther, tell us just a little bit more about your main business, which is Mass Mutual, and so on and so forth, real quickly, and then we'll come back to Catholic Business Exchange, just so people know who you really are.
Sure, thanks. Well, I'm proud partner with West Point Financial Group, and I've been with them for a long, long time. They're really the Indiana parent of Mass Mutual. So we've got a lot of good representatives, and we do a lot of investment strategies as well as pertinent life insurance and disability, long-term care options for people, for both small business owners and individuals. So
very good.
Happy to do that, and we do the Catholic Business Exchange in addition.
And that's a big group of people there at West Point Financial, too.
Indeed.
It sure is. So you mentioned the three-legged stool, faith, friendship, and business.
Yep.
And one of the things that you learn, and I've been in Catholic Business Exchange since about 2008 or thereabouts, so near the very beginning. One of the things I love about it is if you belong to Catholic Business Exchange, you get one of those nice magnetic name tags with the name of your parish, not the name of your business. So the faith thing is really the key. Tell us how you came to form Catholic Business Exchange and why.
Well, long time professional in the business arena, and you and I think, have been to every business networking event ever invented in the last 25 years in town, and they're all wonderful. And I still attend Chamber of Commerce events and great groups like BNI chapters and Rainmakers, and they all serve a great purpose, but they seem to be very familiar in their approach, where it was kind of, what can you do for me right now? And sometimes when you're just yourself and you have some business cards in your pocket and they have business cards, you may want to have a friendship, but they may want you to know right off the get-go that they sell real estate, or they are a great banker, or they're a great mortgage lender, or they're a dentist, they're a doctor, or
whatever.
Exactly. And so I just said, there's got to be a better way where you meet people and learn about them and develop a trust, if you will, beyond the business card. I think that's important, but just a simple kind of a twist where we said, instead of people meeting people on what they do 8 to 5, it was a common ground. And they don't have to be Catholic to come to our events.
Catholic, right.
They can be Lutheran, they can be Protestant, Jewish, whatever the case may be, we welcome everyone. But if they do align themselves with a parish or a church, that's what we want to identify them. In the case of, hi, I'm Andy, and I attend St. Thomas Aquinas, versus, hi, I'm Andy, I sell roofing. Do you need any?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
That normally,
we'll get to that.
Doesn't roll. That doesn't normally roll real well.
Yeah, we'll get to that eventually, right? So one of the things I love about Catholic Business Exchange, among others, and you do meet a lot of great folks, is the fact that you don't have to belong to Catholic Business Exchange to attend an event. First of all, tell us about the events. I know we have the monthly, we have the bi-monthly members only. Tell us about both of those things.
Right. Glad you brought it up about membership. You're right. If somebody just hears about us and wants to, as I call it politely, kick the tire,
there you
they
go.
want to come to one of our events and see what we're all about and say, well, Danny, you keep talking about Catholic Business Exchange. Yeah, I'll get up early and come sometime. And they may only come on occasion because of their parental duties. Maybe they have youngins that need to get on the school bus, or the mom or dad has an early morning job and they just can't get out of the house. That's okay. What we do is we put them on our email list once a week. They get notification of who the speaker is, the monthly speaker, the time, the place, and if they can join us, they just register like the regular members, but they never have to join. There's no pressure to join. But, we have a lot of benefits if they want to join.
Including members only.
Yeah. In addition to the 12 monthly breakfast meetings, we also have 6 member-only closed meetings, and that's where we really roll up our sleeves. We have a business card table, and for an hour and a half, we integrate what it is you do versus what it is I do and see what type of synergy we can create along the way.
Right.
And that's one of the beauties, the side benefits of being a member of Catholic Business Exchange.
So back to the monthly luncheon. It's the third Friday of the month at the Northside Events Center, formerly known as the Northside KFC. Starts with 7 o'clock Mass. Actually, there's a 6:45 rosary if you want to get up that early.
Right.
I don't usually make the whole rosary.
Right.
And after the Mass, we have a KFC breakfast.
Buffet breakfast,
yes.
Hot off the grill.
Hot off the grill with the scrambled eggs and the bacon and everything. And then we have our speaker, right? And then there's room for some time for networking after that if you want to stick around. If you want to talk to the speaker, they usually stick around, right?
Exactly. And, we stay on schedule, which people really appreciate. We start at 7 and you're out the door by 9 o'clock. And if you can kind of set your daytime or your calendar, whatever you use to keep track of your busy business schedule, you can always count of us being there the third Friday of the month. And we've been consistent, Danny. In fact, on the drive over, I was counting in my head. We've been meeting every month. We've never missed a month in 18 years since September of 2004. And if you do the average of 60 to 70 people per meeting times 12 months times 17 and a half years, I came up with about 12,800 people that have attended a meeting since we started way back in 2004.
That's just awesome. And the one of the highlights, of course, of the breakfast is the speaker. Why don't you tell us about the upcoming speaker and maybe mention 1 or 2 speakers from the past year that pop out of your mind?
Yeah, we've been blessed with wonderful speakers. Some of them very notorious in terms of who they are and well known. Chris Ballard, the general manager of the Colts, has addressed our group, and Jack Schwarbrick, the athletic director at Notre Dame, We've had 3 governors. We've had 3 lieutenant governors. Dan Elsner, the president of Marian University, has spoken to us a couple times in the last 18 years. We just had the founder of Safe Haven Baby Boxes spoke about
who has been on this YouTube series already.
Right. So coming up in March, we have Tina Mcintosh, who is the founder of Joy's House, which is on Broad Ripple Avenue, and it caters to adults. It's an adult daycare center for adults that are struggling with dementia and other conditions, some physical, that they need the care between the hours of 7 to 5 while they're working. Children are working their jobs and whatever. So Tina's going to come and talk about not only what they do at the house, but why she does what she does.
So it's not like I have a brother with Alzheimer's right now, and he's in a senior citizens place up in Fishers. It's not an overnight thing. It's 7 to 5.
As I understand it, yes, it's just an adult daycare where they open early, and they by 6 o'clock most of the people are have been picked up. Yep.
That should be very interesting. And I got a feeling that most families have been touched by some form of dementia, if in the prior generation, the current generation, or will be. So tell us about. You know what, I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think on the 15th anniversary, which you had in the big room, right? Didn't you have the Super Bowl trophy there that night, or was that a different event?
Well, we've had the Super Bowl. That was
when Ballard came.
When Chris Ballard, the general manager of the Indy Colts, he was kind enough to have the staff bring over the Super Bowl trophy, and we were able to get pictures with people. I
got my picture taken with the Super Bowl trophy. How cool is that?
That was very, very cool.
So
and so when we do have a big crowd, we typically average 60 to 80 people, Catholic men and women, and their guests. They don't, again, have to be Catholic. Would like to suggest that they go to www.catholicbusinessexchange.org. And there's a little icon with a envelope in it that you can ask permission to be added to our weekly email list. So that's a great way.
Then you'll get invited each month.
Yeah, and just check out our website. I think and by the way, all of our speakers are videotaped.
Right.
And so we have a video library that goes back 12 years. So if I mentioned Dan Elsner for Marian University, you can actually go and watch what Dan Elsner said 6 months ago to the group.
Exactly. So an awful lot of educational stuff. Even though Safe Haven Baby Boxes was just on this YouTube series a few weeks ago, we were talking about Monica and Safe Haven Baby Boxes while we were waiting to start the show here today, and you just told me, I think, that they just put a Safe Haven Baby Box in New Mexico.
Yeah, so they've got about 40 out there all over Arkansas, New Mexico, a lot in Indiana. She lives in Fort Wayne or in a small town near there, and so she's doing fantastic work.
Just for those who are unfamiliar or who missed the show, and by the way, you can go to inspiresmall.biz/Indy's Trusted Servant and find the Monica Kelsey interview, Safe Haven Baby Boxes. But real quickly, this is mostly in fire departments, where a woman who feels like she's had the baby, so she did not have an abortion, and that's good. She can't take care of the baby. She can take it to the fire station, put the baby in this nice box. An alarm goes off. A fireman picks the baby up. They already have foster parents or adoptive parents lined up that have been vetted, and the baby goes right into a family. And the mom knows that the baby's taken care of. That's about the gist of it.
Yeah, beautiful story, and again, a great 20-minute presentation.
Yeah, and I know that there's one at a fire department in Carmel, and they're putting one in Plainfield, and there's one in Broad Ripple, I believe, and several others around the Indianapolis area. So that's just an example of the kind of, you mentioned Dan Elsner of Marian, and that was just, I've watched Marian grow under his leadership, and it's just so great to have somebody like that.
Yeah, so what we're trying to do with our speakers is bringing their success stories into the Northside events and social every 30 days. so that those small business owners that make up primarily our membership, people like yourself that are self-employed, have a full-time job of promoting your product, they can learn from really the best in the community and also outside of the community. But one thing I would like to add is that in addition to the meetings, we try to not replicate what the parishes of the church are already doing or in a better position to do. So one quick example, last year we launched Project Outdoor Nativity Scene.
I was going to bring that up, and I'm glad you did. Tell us about that. This is a great success story for the first year.
Yeah, so
right?
Last year we were hoping that we could get maybe 150, 200 outdoor nativity scenes sold, and we really wanted to make, we kind of laughed about it, but we would like to make Indianapolis the outdoor nativity scene capital of the United States. Well, anyway, we ended up with selling close to 600 of the kits, and we just agreed with the manufacturer that he's ready to he can basically manufacture up to 3,000 kits, and so we're launching for 2022. The schools and the churches will be alerted to the three-week campaign in September and October, and if they order the kits, the schools all get $20 profit, and they can use the money.
And the kits cost how much?
The cost of the kits this year are $110. We get the sales price of $90, so someone like Cathedral High School buys them for $90, they sell them for $110, and the buyer knows that $20 stays with Cathedral for a program of their choice.
And this is a good example of how networking is supposed to work. So Jim reached out to the Catholic parishes and the Catholic schools, and how many Catholic parishes and schools?
We had 10 participating.
Can you remember all of them? Cathedral's one.
Cathedral, St. Roch Grade School, Roncalli, St. Thomas Aquinas, St. Joan of Arc, Guerin Catholic, St. Alphonsus, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, Our Lady of the Greenwood. I know I'm St. Luke's.
Okay.
St. Luke's.
Okay.
And I think I got them.
That is fantastic that you remember those, but that's just amazing. And it really didn't start until a little bit late.
Yeah.
And I wish to heck we had a picture of those things to hold up.
Well,
but my guy across the street has one.
Yeah. So it was fun. And like I said, we're on our way to making Indianapolis the capital of outdoor nativity scenes in the country.
Not only that, but these nativity scenes will all be the same.
All the same, uniform.
So yeah, and they're very, very, they're easy to deal with, right?
Yep. So again, we'll have information on the website as we get closer to
And give us that website again.
www.catholicbusinessexchange.org.
Let's talk a little about, you've already reached out into the community service area. So we have a community service committee,
right?
And what have we been doing to help the community?
Well, for the last 8 to 10 years, we've been having food drives for St. Vincent de Paul. We have had clothing drives for and toys for tots.
Toys for tots
for the Marines. The Catholic Charities has their Christmas store downtown at the Catholic Center that we've supported that. We've brought in thousands of diapers and wipes for the Women's Care Center.
Yep.
Just to name a few
right.
events.
So how that works is it might be the monthly meeting designated for the Women's Care Center, and Jim will say, next month, bring a box of diapers, right?
Right.
Or if it's
just a donation.
Or you can write a check. And Toys for Tots, bring a toy or write a check, and the Marines will be there to pick up the toys and the checks, right?
One other we did was for the Gennesaret free clinics, where we brought in the hotel-sized toiletries for the homeless. So toothpaste, mouthwash, shampoo, not the big bottles, but the
hotel size,
the pint size, where they can put it in a knapsack or whatever. And we have done. We've again collected hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of, and we give them to the Gennesaret, and on their mobile clinics, they give these out to the homeless.
Yeah, the Gennesaret Free Clinic is one of those things that, and I had them on my former radio show so that people would know it exists. You see these ads on TV for socks for the homeless. The socks are the things that the homeless ask for. Well, the homeless need shampoo and body wash and toothpaste and things like that. So if enough people gather up the stuff that they get at the hotels, bring them home, take them to the Gennesaret Free Clinic, or wait till Catholic Business Exchange has another drive and bring it to us. So also, don't we do stuff for Fatima Retreat House?
We do. We actually have our members-only meetings at Fatima.
Right.
And we have some luncheons there and whatever. So again, there's about 20 different opportunities for networking for members to attend each and every year. We have 150 members.
I was going to ask about that.
And about 30% women. We'd love it to be 50-50, but right now it's probably 30% female. And again, you do not have to be Catholic to be a member of Catholic Business Exchange.
What percentage of us aren't Catholic?
I think we have 2 members
just
that
two
are
non-Catholic
non-Catholic.
members.
But again, not by design. We truly promote primarily through the Catholic bulletins, the Criterion, and the Catholic Moment in the Diocese of Lafayette. So that's where our main focus is with social media.
Now, I know, or at least I think, there used to be a sort of Catholic Business Exchange on the south side.
Still is.
It's still going, right?
I think it's called the Catholic Business Network, and it's made up primarily because there's only one Catholic high school on the south side, Roncalli.
Right.
So most of their members are graduates of Roncalli. Their children go there. So their focus is to help promote Catholic education. That's their main focus. And so they do a wonderful job of raising money for tuitions for kids who can't afford to go to a private Catholic high school.
And a lot of their constituents are pretty far off to get to the North Side Event Center at 6:45 or 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah, Indianapolis is not the biggest big town in the country, but it'll get your attention going from the south side to the north side.
During rush hour.
Time-wise, yeah.
Right. But so it's good to know that that's going on down there as well.
Yep, absolutely.
And again, it all comes back to this faith thing. I was so, again, I don't want to keep going over the same stuff, but I love the name tag with the name of your parish on it. You know, so I'm in St. Louis de Montfort, and if a new member stands up at the beginning of a meeting and introduces himself from Louis de Montfort, well, I'm going to go see that person, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And we'll talk about that, how we deal with guests and new members. The blue dots, a guest, and the new members.
Yep. If somebody comes for the first time, we alert them to say you're going to be treated royally. And not only do you get to eat, you get to be first in the breakfast line. That's always a big treat.
That's a big deal.
Right after Mass is over, I welcome people and I read off a list, and they come up all together as a group. And it's really just a 30-second infomercial. We want to know their name, their parish or their church, if they have an affiliation. We want to know how they found us, and we want to know what they do. And so instead of being just the shiny penny in the room and nobody knows who they are, they're up front and center, and they really appreciate that.
And we are encouraged as members to approach the blue dots.
Exactly.
The new attendee gets a blue dot on his or her name tag,
right?
And we're all encouraged to make them feel at home, right?
And you do, and everybody does a wonderful job.
And then the new members, somebody joins, you do the same thing. You bring them up and they introduce themselves.
Exactly. Yeah, somebody comes one week, kicks the tire, says, I really liked how I was treated. I'm going to register. I'm going to become a member. The next meeting that they attend, we bring them up there and we say, what's your parish? What's your name? Why did you join Catholic Business Exchange?
Why did you join? And that's always very interesting.
So it becomes an advertisement, really, for us, for other people to say, oh, okay, well, this is what she's getting out of it. I could get the same thing plus.
Right. So that person gets to promote him or herself, but also if there's any other guests out there, or even a member, could kind of remind them why they're here, right? I can remember, and I won't embarrass anybody by bringing up any names, but I can remember being in Catholic Business Exchange for about a year or so, and hadn't really promoted my business very much, but one of the members reached out. He was with a marketing firm, and he said, we need Indy's trusted servant, just out of the blue like that. That happens a lot, right?
It really does. It really does, because, again, once you know somebody and you trust them, okay, we have something in common. We're faith-based. They open up to what they want to know what you do 8 to 5.
Exactly.
So it's just that soft, delicate change of how you meet somebody means everything. And that's a difference maker for us.
Yep. Well, you've done a great job in starting this thing, promoting this thing. Back to the start. How hard was it to start?
Honestly, it was as easy as rolling off a log. I just went to the Knights of Columbus Council and said, would you be violently opposed if I brought 50 Catholic men and women in here for early morning breakfast once a month? And they
would like that.
They said, absolutely, we would like to do that. So
that was it. That was the start. But then how did you get people to come to begin?
Well, it was kind of word of mouth, and called in all my friends and said, I'm doing this next month. It may only be one meeting, but we're going to have one great meeting. And we had 32 people at the first meeting.
At the first one. No, I wasn't quite there yet.
Yep. And from humble beginnings, we started small, and we've maintained our home at the Northside Events and Social for the last 17
and that helps.
Years.
That
it
helps.
really does. Yeah.
Everybody knows where it is too.
They're good to us. We're good to them. And again, I think one of our successes, Danny, is we've been consistent. We don't take the summers off. We don't take Advent off. You may be out of town on vacation, but we will be there.
You'll be there.
There will be a meeting, whether it's, and then this month in April, or this year in April, Good Friday is on the 15th of April. We will have a meeting that morning.
That is my daughter's wedding, or birthday also, the 15th of April. And we also know what 15th of April means as well. So that's fantastic. Well, Jim Liston with the Catholic Business Exchange, you got a couple of more minutes. What do you want to tell folks?
Just thanks for all the support over the years. If you have been to one of our events, please come back. If you've never been, please give us a try. It's www.catholicbusinessexchange.org.
Very good. Next week's guest will be my fellow Indianapolis Rotarian, Lisa Rawlings, with the Indiana State Police Foundation. And the main thing that they have done lately is they give the police, local police, life-saving equipment. It's a whole pack, and they can keep people alive that have been injured in accidents or shot or whatever until the EMTs get there. So I'm looking forward to having that. 3 o'clock every Monday. Next week, Lisa Rawlings, Indiana State Police Foundation. Jim Liston, Catholic Business Exchange. Thanks for being our guest today.
Thank you, Danny.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Indy's Trusted Servant Show. If you liked this episode, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more updates. The Indy's Trusted Servant Show is produced by InspireSmall.biz in Indianapolis, Indiana. For more episodes of the Indy's Trusted Servant Show, visit www.inspiresmall.biz/Indy's Trusted Servant. Thanks for watching.